Hello, beauties, and welcome back to Let's Reevaluate. Today, we are going to be talking about jealousy, false confidence, how to become a confident. Why are we jealous of other people? Just kind of an overall, I don't really want to say self love episode because there are times where you have to fake being confident. There's really not a lot of self love there. And I am being very transparent when I say that because I know we are in I don't know, I guess we're in like an era of self love being like the only thing that people talk about. But then on the other hand, we have people on social media that are like, oh, I'm like so depressed and I'm so this and I'm so that. And which is fine. I'm not coming at anybody for that, but it's like, where does self love come in that? Does that make sense? Like, we're talking about how much self love we have and all of this, but then we're talking about how we're not confident. We have things in our life that we don't like, and just so many things. I mean, we're all on social media. I mean, you go on there and it's like half really, really positive people, and then it's half people that are like just going through it, which is fine. Like, I get it. But I don't know. I don't understand the dynamics, I guess, on what is kind of going on, especially in social media. I'm not going to lie. For someone who is in their late 20s, I feel like I am like, I mean, I do feel connected with social media, but I also feel like I don't know what the heck is going on half the time. Like these TikTokers, I don't know who they are. And I'm like, and I'm just confused as to when these people got famous and what is going on. A lot of it is TikTok and people just like blowing up and then like they just become millionaires out of nowhere. But like, I truly do not know these people. That's literally not even what I was talking about. But, anyways, what I'm saying is it seems to be like a trend on social media to be confident and have self love, but it's also a trend to have issues going on in your life, even if you don't have issues going on in your life, which is fine. And I love the transparency and I get it. I personally don't love talking about things that are not happy and upbeat at this point in my life. I definitely, this kind of goes into something that I was wanting to talk about. I definitely at one point in my life was the jealous mean girl, and I wouldn't say mean girl. I don't think I was ever mean to anybody, but in my mind like I would just be so jealous of somebody and what they have that I don't have, that it would make me feel like I don't like them, or I like just wanted to think badly about them for no particular reason, just because I was genuinely just jealous of them. And I think when I was in those moments, it wasn't me thinking that. It was just me trying to find something, kind of like how people these days in relationships, they'll try to, they'll find like the perfect person and they will pinpoint the one thing that they don't have or the one thing that annoys them so much that they can't get over it. I felt like, actually, obviously, in the moment, I didn't feel like that because I was jealous, but it made me think a certain way about an otherwise perfectly fine person that I could have been, friends with or could have had better relationships with, purely just because I was jealous of the life they were living or something they had or just whatever. And I hated that. I'm going to be honest. Like I hated who I was when I felt like that. And I don't know if I could pinpoint it in the moment that I was being a jealous girl. Like, I feel like I might have even just like chalked it up to something wrong with them, right? Possibly. But looking back now at how I feel about myself and how I feel about circumstances and life and everything and blessings and beautiful things, I can recognize that I wasn't the best version of myself a few years ago. So I also think it had to do with like obviously being young and wanting things that I didn't have. And I didn't ever really feel like I had like a true belonging. Like I didn't know what my path was. I didn't know what I enjoyed doing, what my hobbies were. And obviously that comes with growth. It comes with age. It comes with trying things out and kind of figuring out what you like and what you don't like. So I'm going to give myself grace. I'm not going to beat myself up for being who I was a few years ago, because that shapes who I am now. But yeah, it just really came down to like not having a sense of self, really. So I just didn't like being that girl. And I, to be a girl's girl, I like being around people. I said it in a previous episode that I enjoy hanging out with people that have different views than me, that have different lives than me, have different occupations, different values, stuff like that. It makes life fun. And I do think that in my past life, LOL, you know what I'm saying? Like I would just look at people that had different lives than me and either be jealous or just truly not care, or I don't know. I think that sums it up. So I've definitely come to realize that I truly do care about other people, and I truly am like happy for everyone that I'm around who has a different life than I do, even if they're doing better than me or they have something that I want, because my life is good and I have so many beautiful things going on in my life. And I have formed myself into a really confident, happy person. And there's no reason for me to be jealous and upset at people who have what I want. I should just strive to be like them and use them as a confidence booster, right? The people that I want really close to me are the people that I aspire to be, because that makes sense, I think. So, where does confidence come from? Confidence comes with growth, and it comes with leaning into yourself and who you really want to be. It also doesn't happen overnight. It's really a state of mind. It doesn't come with what you look like or what other people think you look like or how other people perceive you. It really comes from who you are inside, is how you are shown to the world. If you enter places with purpose and you act like you belong there and you act like you're confident and you feel like you belong somewhere, everybody around there is going to be like, oh, who's that girl? Because why wouldn't they? It kind of comes back to the fake it till you make it. So if you're going into an environment where you want to feel confident and you want people to think that you're confident and you want to feel like you have that purpose and that you're meant to be there, then act like it. Simple as that. It also kind of comes down to, if you want something, pretend that you already have it. Pretend that it is something that you have already got your hands on, because that's just going to strive you to get it better. If I want $1,000,000 in my bank account, I'm going to pretend that I already have $1,000,000 in my bank account, and I'm going to do everything that a millionaire would do. If I want to be a runner, I'm going to buy the running stuff. I'm going to get up and I'm going to run, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm a runner, because that's what's going to really put me in the mindset of who I want to be. So if you're acting like you're something, eventually it's going to feel like you actually are whatever that is that you want to be. Another thing that I think confidence comes from is by, how do I say this? Because I feel like to be confident is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. But then I also feel like to stay confident, you need to do things that you're comfortable with. And I know that some people could probably like not think that that makes sense, but I feel like it does, because to an extent, if you want to let's say social media. If you want to do social media, you're going to have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position by posting a bunch and having people that you know see all your stuff, having people you know listen to your deepest, darkest feelings on your podcast, stuff like that. And it is uncomfortable, but that's also good. So, on one sense, I think, okay, how do you become confident? How do you become the person that you want to be? You put yourself in these uncomfortable positions, but don't put yourself in such uncomfortable positions that take you away from what you do want to do. Does that make sense? Like, don't put yourself in situations that make other people comfortable to make you uncomfortable. I think that makes a bit more sense. There are times where it's like you may ask somebody for an opinion on something that you want to do on your podcast or your social media or your workout routine or if you want to write a book or be a photographer or something like that. You may ask for someone's opinion and they may give you something that's helpful, but if you're looking at if you're listening to what they're saying to you and it makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. But let's just think about this podcast. I really, really enjoy doing this. And if I would have let the uncomfortable thought of all of these people hearing me talk on this mic every week, then I wouldn't have done it. And I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have done something that truly I wanted to do for a long time. I've always kind of thought about it. I love listening to podcasts. I love hearing people talk. And I'm like, I can talk. I have things going on in this brain all the time. Why not make it into a podcast? And if I would have let the fact that that's uncomfortable to have all these people that I know listen to me, then I wouldn't have done it and I wouldn't be where I am now and I wouldn't be enjoying it as much as I have. I wouldn't have this fun little hobby. And I think that has made me better because I put myself in this uncomfortable situation. I now have, it has paid off because I love it. And look at me now. I'm confident about it. I can get on this mic and I can post these reels and I can post all of my episodes and I'm more confident about it. And it's because I put myself in an uncomfortable situation. So I do think it's good sometimes to put yourself in situations that you maybe wouldn't think that you could put yourself into, but you're strong enough to do it. There's no reason to let outside noise interfere with your life because, contrary to belief, life isn't just all rainbows and sunshine. Sometimes there are difficult things. And you know what? Sometimes things can blow up in your face, but you'll never know unless you try it. And I said it in a podcast not too long ago about the fact that if you're surrounding yourself by people that make you feel bad about yourself, you don't need to be around those people anyways. So if I posted this and people were talking bad about me and my podcast, like, first of all, they're probably not going to say it to my face. So haha to them. And second of all, who cares? I don't like, okay. And what? You're not going to listen to my podcast? Okay. Well, good. It opens the door for someone who actually will enjoy it. And I'm not going to let one or two or however many people talk about me and make me feel like what I'm doing isn't worthy. If it's something, first of all, that I really enjoy doing, first of all, that's the highest thing. But second of all, I'm not going to take it away from people that may enjoy what I'm talking about. So in that sense, it's about me fully because this is something I want to do. So who cares? But it's also about other people that may enjoy the topics I talk about, or they might like listening to me yap about who knows what. Like, so why would I let the negative voices not only kill my dreams, but keep my beautiful podcast away from other people, right? So, whatever your journey is, whatever your passion is, if it makes you uncomfortable, that's okay. But if it's something that you truly, truly, truly want to do, pick it up, do it, and I'm sure it's going to be good in the long run. Because if it's not benefiting anybody else, which it probably will, it's at least benefiting you and making you happy. And when you're happy and when you're content and when you find your true purpose, you are a confident person. So I don't know. I would do it. I did it. Look at me now. So yeah, I would take that into consideration. Here's another thing about being a confident person. Don't do things that constantly make you upset. Okay? Let me elaborate on that. If you are looking at somebody's podcast or their social media or their Twitter or their whatever you're looking at, and it's making you upset, stop doing it. It's kind of like when you break up with someone, what is the first thing you should probably do? Block them. Why? Because you're going to probably constantly look at their stuff. You're going to continuously be reminded of your relationship. It's going to either make you sad, mad, upset, make you feel like your confidence has plummeted. There's so many things that it's not good for. So why even put yourself in the position, right? So don't do things that make you upset. Therefore, you won't get upset. You know what I'm saying? And I think with social media, we are really, really bad at this because we have all of this information right at our fingertips. Oh, hold on real quick. I can look and see what he's up to. Oh, real quick. I can see what she tweeted about or whatever. Like, just literally don't do it. Coming from a really bad breakup, blocked, bye, do not look, do not think, do not anything. Why? Because it was making me upset. And I'm not saying that I did this immediately. I definitely didn't. I was the girl who was on social media looking and see what's up, blah, blah, blah. Now, guys normally don't post much, so it didn't fill my cup in any way, shape, or form, but it would remind me of things. And guess what? I don't want to be reminded about that because it was upsetting and I would like to cross that bridge. So, blocked, bye, do not look at, deleted, gone, like not looking, bye-bye, see you later. Actually, no, I don't want to see you later. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how do you stay a happy, confident, beautiful, loving, happy person? I think I said happy twice, but that's okay. You don't do things that make you upset. Boom. So I feel like another thing that really comes down to confidence and happiness and feeling your best in general is by doing your makeup, wearing perfume, wearing jewelry, having good posture and good energy and good just a good aura. Like, I mean, just feeling your best about yourself is going to translate in your confidence, and it's going to translate in your relationships. It's going to translate in everything. And the more you lean into who you truly are and what kind of styles you like and what kind of makeup you like and what music you like to listen to and what hobbies you like to do. And the more you lean into that stuff, the more you're going to really find your purpose. And when you find your purpose, it's really, really hard to bring you down. I personally am, of course, so much better than I was even a year ago, but especially like 3 years ago. And I have really leaned into things that I enjoy. I've leaned into hobbies. I've leaned into kind of putting myself out there, being happy, being kind, a lot of things. And the more that I lean into these things, the less someone is going to be able to tell me that what I enjoy doing is not good or cool or valuable enough or worth it. So I love planting flowers and I love how I do it. And if someone was to come up to me right now and say, your hobby being flowers, planting flowers and spending all your money on that is silly and I don't think you should do that. Okay. Sorry, I don't care. that's your opinion. You can have your opinion, but it's something that I truly value. It's something I truly enjoy doing. And it's something that you're not going to change my mind about. So I know that's a silly example, but it's like the more that you lean into something that you truly, truly like to do, like the less someone's going to be able to talk you out of it. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't want to bring it back to the podcast, but I will. Like, I enjoy doing this now. It's fun. I like it. I mean, I want to have a whole studio behind me, and I want to actually, like, I don't know, I want to embrace it a lot more and see what I can do with it. And if someone was to come up to me and say, "That's silly, like you're never going to get anywhere and you're never going to do anything with it and whatever." Like, I would look at them and say, "Okay." But guess what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't stop, because it's something I truly enjoy. It's something I like to do. So I'm not stopping. I don't care what you think. So, and obviously, when you have that mindset, that translates into confidence, because I'm confident about what I can do here because I've leaned into it and I've really enjoyed it, and nobody can tell me any different. So there we go. I don't really know how I got on that tangent, but back to like doing your makeup and wearing jewelry and perfume and just doing your hair, like stuff like that. Wear clothes that you're comfortable and confident in, no matter what the situation. Like, I know in my younger years, like I would wear things that everybody else was wearing, even if I wasn't comfortable in it. Or I would like not wear a certain dress because someone didn't like it or they didn't think it flattered me in the right way and whatever, but I felt comfortable in it. I felt confident in it. So why would I let someone else's opinion take away from something that makes me happy, that makes me feel confident? So really, really, I would say lean in. I know I've said lean into all of this stuff, but lean into what makes you comfortable. Think about it. What truly makes you happy? What truly makes you feel confident? And if you have something that makes you feel good, and you wear your hair a certain way, or you wear your makeup a certain way, or you wear these sneakers or this top or these jeans, and every time you wear those, you feel confident and you feel happy and you could go do whatever, then lean into that and keep wearing those and keep doing that no matter what anybody else says. Because in the long run, who cares what those people think? If you are confident and if you are happy and if you are appreciating yourself, the people that appreciate you will come. You will surround yourself with people who truly care about you and truly admire you and truly enjoy your presence, because you know who you are. And people like being around people who know who they are. Last thing I think I'll say about this is be nice to people. Don't be the jealous mean girl. Don't be upset with people because they have what you don't. Use that as motivation. When you're nice to people and you appreciate people and you smile and you compliment and you do all these things, selfishly, it also makes you feel better. So not only are you highlighting somebody else's day, but it's going to make your day better, because I can't imagine you being the kind of person that if you make somebody else happy, it's not going to make you happier. I personally love when I compliment someone, or I just smile, or just start a conversation with someone, and I can truly tell that it makes their day and it makes them happy and they're just so appreciative. It, again, selfishly makes me feel good too. So why wouldn't I want to do that? Brighten someone else's day, but also brighten yours. Kill two birds with one stone. I do think that if you took anything out of this entire podcast, I would just say do things that make you happy and you will be happy. Whoa. I mean, I am no philosopher, but that sounds like it's my new philosophy. But anyways, do things that make you happy and you will be happy. And if you want to argue that, then fine, you can. I personally don't know how you could, but if you do want to be that person, my comment section is open. Of course, I will take comments because comments equal engagement and engagement equals more views, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, I'm also going to add this in the end of my podcast now. Please like and subscribe. I feel like I'm a real podcaster saying that, but it truly helps. It pushes my content out there. And follow me on Instagram if you haven't. I will link it in the show notes. And if you have any other advice on how you have learned to be confident and how you have learned to be happy in the last year or so, leave that in the comments as well. I would love to read. I would love to know. And I hope everybody has a beautiful week. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.